say what they wanna say, live how they wanna live, play how they wanna play, dance how they wanna dance, kick and they stop afraid. Addams Family.
Hello. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I am here to talk about and review The Addams Family. Not the TV show from the 60s. I wasn't around at that time. I am talking about the 1991 film that was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. And the plot. The plot is very wacky and very different. A lot different than what I remember. You have the Addams family, everyone that we know and love, Gomez and Morticia and their kids and Lurch and whatnot. And Uncle Fester shows up, and you think, oh wow, okay, because he went on vacation. We hadn't seen him in so long. But you find out that he's actually an imposter, a possible imposter. This con artist woman who adopted him is using him to get to the family and steal the house and steal the money. And it's like, wow, this is what we're going to do with this movie and this property. Okay. What I think of the Addams Family movie is I still enjoyed the film. I did, rewatching it, because I remember seeing this as a kid, but it's been so long since I've seen it. I'm talking decades. So rewatching it now, there was definitely plenty of things that I forgot. Like even the main plot, I thought, wow, we're really doing this Uncle Fester imposter thing. I like the cast. Let's talk about the cast. Raul Julia plays Gomez Addams, and I really like this actor. I like his energy. I like just how much he plays up this father as this fun-loving with the swords, and I love it. I love watching him on screen. I think I remember the sequel giving the kids more to do. So it's refreshing to see in this original movie that the parents got more to do, that Gomez and even Morticia got a lot to do. Morticia is played by Angelica Houston, who is almost perfect for this part. Just her tall stature and her, there's an elegance about her, but also a dark emo-ness to her, which is supposed to be the case. The white skin and the black, but there's also a warmness to her. That's something that I'm surprised they were able to get right. You have this family that's probably into some weird witchcraft, occult-like stuff. They probably sacrifice a human once a year, at least. They have to, right? To do some wacky, weird stuff. But you do get this warmness from them. You do feel like they are a true family with each other. Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester, I very much like him. Between this and Back to the Future, this is what I knew Christopher Lloyd from growing up. And seeing him play this imposter, very interesting. The original script was supposed to be that he was, in fact, an imposter. He was not Uncle Fester, and that him and this woman was evil people. And for some reason, Barry Sonnenfeld, the cast told him that they wanted Christopher Lloyd to be the real Uncle Fester, that they really thought that we should have a happier ending here, and he left the decision up to Christina Ricci, who at the time was 10 years old. She plays Wednesday. He said to her, hey, what do you think we should do with this imposter stuff? And she said, let's make him Uncle Fester for real. So they did it. Midway through, they just changed the script and they turned everything around. And you know what, though? I'm glad they did it. It's bizarre and it's almost unprecedented, but they did it. They changed it. They worked it out to where he really is the brother, the uncle, and that he had amnesia after vacationing in the Bermuda Triangle, I guess, and this woman just found him and brainwashed him. And again, bizarre, but I guess it works out. I like Christina Ricci as Wednesday. She gets some scenes that I think stand out with her. It kind of makes Pugsley look like the forgotten sibling, because you don't really care too much about him. Especially that one scene where Wednesday's looking on as they're giving him the electric chair, and she's taking such weird glee in her eyes. At that young, she's able to pull that off. Impressive. The thing that hand running around it's always creeped me out, always gave me the heebie-jeebies. I never quite understood how this thing saw, talked, or I mean, there is a scene where he's trying to talk to Gomez, and it's quite amusing. But still, how does this thing function? Cousin It shows up, and I think for some reason, as a kid, I thought Cousin It was a woman. Maybe because of all the hair and the loud, high-pitched voice that you can't tell what it's saying. But I see now, and it's quite obviously a dude. I found it fascinating because Barry Sonnenfeld directed this. Like I said, he did a good job of making it family friendly and twisted and dark a little bit, just a little bit. But originally this movie was pitched to Tim Burton, and he passed on it, I assume, to do Batman Returns. So I think maybe ultimately it worked out, but I would have loved, though, I'm just thinking about it now, I would have loved to have seen his version of the Addams Family. Like, what would that have been like? Would it have been even darker? Would he probably would have gone even more for it? Last thing I want to mention is the soundtrack, the song. It's so 90s, and I feel like it's so 90s in the good way. Very cheesy. I looked up some of this music and the comments on YouTube of people saying, some people loving it for nostalgia reasons, and other people saying it's horrible. Clearly they probably grew up after that. But the main song by MC Hammer is like, wow, you can't get any more 90s than that. The music video with the cast a part of it, holy crap! Did you like the Addams Family movie as well, or are you old enough to have seen the TV show, and do you think this movie ruins that? Like, comment, subscribe. Later!